All right, so here she is, 1999 fixed roof coupe Corvette, 90,000 miles. For go give a detailed video walkthrough. We'll start on the front here. Good condition, minus, dust and dirt. Speedline wheels. That's a fast 102. Those are 4 fuel rails, 50-pound Deutschwerk injectors. Hinson long tubes. Automotive fuel pressure regulator. This line right here is for a fuel pressure sensor logging for the PCM. Obviously nitrous system with purge. Purge comes out right in here, which, there it is. It's set up for just a single stage. I've got 100 pills in it right now. It comes with the pills all the way up to 200. Gonna run a second stage over here. The plan was to put a aftermarket fuel tank up there, run C16 on this side. 4-inch intake. You can see this has been cut and this has been cleaned up. The cradle's been dropped by A&A bushings. It's all speed density, black wing filter. Over here, this is trick as well. There's a Tickmaster cylinder in there. It's adjustable. Those lines are actually looped right now, but they can be hooked up to what's called a clutch tamer. It's not currently in the vehicle, but it does come with. I'll start at the front. LED and switchbacks. Front's pretty clean. And there's some ticks. It hasn't been washed in a while, but let's see, major flaws. This is a paint chip. Keep it on a battery tender. This has a battery tray cover. It goes right in here, cover everything up. Batteries replaced last year, has an Allen C2000. This is all the nitrous wiring. The wiring's been modified for just speed density. There are wires still in there for the MAF if you choose to go back to that. The catch can buried right here. As noted in the ad, it could use an AC compressor and condenser and all AC components, which are right here. Just haven't had time to put them all in. Compressor in there. Back to the vehicle. PRC 225 ass cast heads. Dual valve springs, titanium keepers, 660 lift is what it's rated for. 60cc chambers, it's about 11.3 to 1 compression. You can see there's ARPs there. It's got ARP head studs. It's got ARP cam retainer bolts, LS6 water pump. Everything on the front's been replaced and it's all new. It's got a Summit pulley, 180-degree thermostat, all that standard jazz. It's not perfect from a paint perspective, but it's really not bad. Has these Federal tires in the front. They're RSRRs. They're actually really good, especially for the price. 255 40 17s in the front. EBC sport pads, I believe. Centric rotors. It's got stainless pistons in the calipers. It's got stainless steel lines. Let's see if I can get in there and show them. I don't know. Bilstein shocks, which we can probably show in the back. In the ad, I'd called out some body damage on the vehicle. We'll go over that next. This is a scuff mark. And this looks like this is a bug mark there. And then down here, some of these are scuff marks. Some of them are not. Like this is actually a scuff mark. It hasn't been washed since April. It just sits underneath the cover. You get your standard rock chips in here. I mean, it's not a show car, but it's a really clean driver. There is a little bit of a damage right here. It's a fiberglass crack It's always been there. On the rear, Toyo Proxes R888Rs, and these should be a 305. There we go. 305, 3518. Just like the front, they're in good condition. Carbon wing. I am noticing on this wing, this is 2 years old, this is Carbon Creations, a little bit of clear coat right there, right here. This is a scratch that may or may not come out. It's just dirt, it's a bug. This is, that's actually a paint, oh no, never mind. Not a paint chip, that's just dirt. Windows have a light tint on them, I don't know what it is. LED lights all around. Carbon fiber accents all around. Does have a backup camera, also has a forward facing camera. Corsa exhaust. So I can get some underneath pictures here. Oh, this is in the way. C6 diff, TR6060 transmission. 3-inch exhaust all the way back to 2.5 back here. No cats, X-pipe. There you can see the Bilsteins right there. And the cobwebs because the car just sits. The lower control arms have poly bushings in them. Oh, let's see if we can get in here a little bit more. Those are poly as well. That's poly there. Oh, you can see the braces there. That's the transmission cradle brace from East Coast Supercharging. Everything in there is heat wrapped and everything like that. Back side of the car. The other major damage I called out on the chassis, and let's see if we can pick it up. Here we go. This spidering's been here since I bought it. And there's a scuff right here. It looks like one of the previous owners backed into something here and just crunched this end. Everything behind here is totally fine. I think this flexed. This is actually a scratch here. Same side. This has been a driver's car. It's been autocross, so we got rock chips in here. And a little bit of scuffing and stuff underneath here. This mirror, no real damage. But roof's good. Outside's good. Hood's of course good. What else is doing here? Interior, I need to vacuum it out. It's got the standard seats, has a little divider in it. Pioneer rear speakers, stock front speakers. You can see, got LEDs in there. This right here, I do a lot of tuning and some logging. So this is a OBD2 port. There's actually a splitter. Back up in here, there is a OBD2 connector that goes to the radio. I'll show you that in a second. And then my MFPI Pro is typically in the glove box. The LNC two-step is on a micro switch right there. I also have that tied into the nitrous system. So when the pedal is down, the nitrous does not go off when you're shifting gears, but the two-step is activated. 90,000 rounds. Does have the HIDs are properly aimed. This is the Snake Eyes kit. There are no shrouds. I really like how these perform, and you can see it. They're very low. That's carbon as well. See, there's shrouds and they're cut, but there's nothing inside. I do drive the car at night sometimes. That's the bugs. Let's see what else. Wideband. Wideband switchable there. ATO, TO radio. This is like a carbon fiber cloth here. You can always get a new piece if you don't like that look. Redline goods. Leather accents. This is where I was talking about my MFPI Pro lives in there. This does not come with the vehicle. From a nitrous standpoint, Chromax display, and let me actually find my keys. I'll start it up here. Had to go grab my keys. Didn't have them in my pocket. Beneficial when you're making a video. Alternator's been replaced as well. I just caught that out of the corner eye and that's been done. LM C5 eliminator so you won't get the annoying key piece. Door ajar. Battery voltage is decent. It does sit in the garage a lot and on a tender. So as soon as she starts, while we're starting it up, I'll show you this piece. Turns on entire system. Line lock. That was on a push button switch. You can arm the line lock whenever you want. Wideband bank 1 and bank 2. Heater and then the nitrous purge. So if we arm the system, nitrous system comes online. And this is all set up. So it's a 5-spot setup. The widebands, the fuel pressure, the nitrous pressure, the TPS, it's all on demand and all tuned in a curve. And you can make adjustments within here. This is their Pro Max. The nitrous box itself is buried up in here. All the wiring is tucked in and away. So let's do a cold start here. HP tuner, so we'll connect to the vehicle. Oh, actually, plug in the Bluetooth first. Which ain't gonna work. Plug in the port. It's a 411 PCM, which is a stock PCM on this thing. And let's see. Wide bands have zeroed out, of course. Engine coolant temp 95 degrees. We'll see if we can show the no start piece. So what's nice is you can get your wideband display on here, as well as here. Bank 1, bank 2. No check engine lights, no issues. We'll clear this out. Voltage is now normal. Tire pressure is not bad for sitting since April. Oil pressure is pretty good at startup. We'll let it warm up. I don't want to have a cold start. I'll pull the plugs and post up a compression. It should be over 210. Those are spider webs. So there you go. Head, cam, intake, exhaust, nitrous, C6 Z06 drivetrain. Ready to rumble, low 11s, off the bottle, better on. Starts right up and idles, no problem. I may actually go take her out for a rip. Forgot to show the trunk where the nitrous and stuff is, so let's go to part 2. LED lights throughout. I think I mentioned that in the first part ad. So because it gets to 90 some degrees, I keep the bottle in the office. We'll go through here. Jumper pack, I just keep that in the vehicle. It's got Gorilla lug nuts. And they're black. They're all keyed the same. There's one locker and all. That's where that is. Here's the nitrous stuff that comes with. bunch of different pills, all labeled out, extra fuses and whatnot. Bottle sits here. It's got the heater, hookup line, blow down tube with an over piece. We'll show that in a second. Again, the only problem back here are the spiders that move in every once in a while. Everything else works just fine. Fire extinguisher, like it or love it, there, that is what it is. Let's see if there's anything else I missed on the walkthrough. Oh, it's got a DRM sway bar bushings, which are, I think, aluminum. Those work really well as well. 90mm throttle body, kind of polished. Tony Mamo ported that. He also ported the intake. Definitely not stock, but not the most amount of thing in the world it's got. And you can see from this here, it's got an LS6 PCV setup and proper all four corner vent system, which see if I can get that. There you go. All four corners have a vent on them. Stock feed with an adapter, which so get in there, right there. N6, and the return is AN8, I believe, all the way back. The plan was eventually to set this thing up for a supercharger. That's why I've got a vacuum tee right there for a future boost gauge. Should have NGK 7s in it right now because of the nitrous. Runs fine on 6s. Actually runs fine on tier 55s, but they get pretty hot because it does make 463. And then I took that off. That suction cup mount. I usually put it up behind the, right above the toll tag. In Mexico, of course. Let's show you the nitrous bottle and the stack of the receipts, and that should be everything. Okay, we're back in the house. Here's a nitrous bottle set up. Just hangs out in here. A couple of small scuffs on it, not bad. Even has a little bit of the good stuff in it. -6. Blow down prevention. That just hangs out in here. Also comes with, for those that like documentation, let's see here, this file folder here of everything. So like here's it testing on the nitrous 561. You can see where I was cycling the nitrous solenoids and the green on and off just to make sure they worked, and it recovered just fine. And then I shut them off easy pre-pull and then turned them back on. I was just testing how the recovery worked on the dyno. In hindsight, I probably should have made a full hit on the bottle, so it would have been close to 600. Let's see what else we got in here.
Honey? Come right here. What are you doing?
Got the puppies trying to get in here. Let's see if there's another chart in there. Yeah, before and after fast intake. Before is in red, after is in blue. I mean, all this comes with. Also comes with, for you data geeks, all the tracking. A little bit of money into it. I don't expect all that back because you just never do, but essentially tracked every mod that's been on it, when it was done from a date and a mileage perspective, as well as just everything that's been done on the vehicle. Some more data here. It's got almost 290 lines of mods on it. So the most recently things I just did, it's got 90,000 miles on it now, but I did the ProMax display, it was about 800 miles ago, and I just did an oil change, so the oil change is fairly new. I did that in March. Right before Texas 2K. Man, no, that stuff's not cheap, adds up.